You might know there are some pretty expensive Disney Lorcana cards out there, but did you know there are some worth thousands and thousands of dollars? Today we're counting down the top 10 most expensive Disney Lorcana cards so far. And do you happen to have any of these in your collection? Come check it out. What's up, Illumineers? This is Mateus, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 most expensive Disney Lorcana cards released so far. In this list, we'll be taking a look at the rarest and most expensive cards in Lorcana that have been sold so far. We'll be using recent base prices as a guide, as well as recent auction prices from eBay. Bear in mind that values may differ by a lot, as a big part of these high selling costs come with the privilege of owning the first version of some of these cards. Also worth noting is that a lot of these cards are more expensive than their base versions, as these are evaluated by legitimate collectibles grading companies, such as Beckett and PSA. If you want more details about how grading cards works, don't forget to check out our Guide to Grading Cards video. So, without further ado, these are the top 10 most expensive Disney Lorcana cards. Number 10. Captain Hook and Cruella de Vil. The first card from our list, or should I say cards, come from the first promo cards distributed by Ravensburger at D23 Disney Expo back in 2022. The appeal for this and the other D23 promo cards is that there were not that many of these printed, as well as also celebrating the announcement of the game. If you look at it up close at the bottom of the card, you'll notice a symbol showing first. This alone makes these cards very special for collectors. We have both Captain Hook Forceful Duelist and Cruella de Vil Miserable as Usual listed under number 10, because they were both sold recently on August 28 by the same seller on eBay for the exact same price of $1,999. We cannot find an equivalent listing on TCG Player to compare with other recent sales, however, and we do have some more D23 promo cards coming up, so stay tuned. Number 9. Maleficent Monstruous Dragon.
And all the powers of hell!
At number 9, we have the beautiful and very iconic Maleficent Monstruous Dragon D23 promo PSA 10 card. Like the previous two cards, Maleficent was also one of the first promo cards back at D23 in 2022. What makes this card even more special is its actual gameplay impact for the meta. For a long time, the regular version of this card was always present on Ruby decks and held that position for a lot of sets. Because of that, this card was and still is among the more expensive ones, even on its regular non-promo form. This specific PSA 10 card was sold back on November 17, 2023 for $3,400. As with the previous D23 promo cards, we cannot find an equivalent listing on TCG Player to compare with other recent sales. Number 8. Foil Cinderella Stouthearted. Foil Cinderella Stouthearted Disney Lorcana Challenge Top Prize Promo PSA 10 card takes on the 8th spot in our list. As part of the big Disney Lorcana Challenge competition, top players were rewarded a number of different cards based on their performance, including the Cinderella one. In events with up to 1,024 players, only the top 32 players were given this card, while in events with 1,025 plus players, the top 24 would get it. This very limited quantity of cards in the world, its big impact in the meta back in Rise of the Floodborn, plus being graded a full 10 score by PSA, gives this card a lot of value. This specific PSA 10 card was sold back on July 8, 2024 for $3,650. By the way, if you want to learn more about the Disney Lorcana Challenge and its many prizes, you can check out our Guide to Disney Lorcana Challenge video in our channel. Number 7. Stitch Rockstar. At number 7, we have the ever so charismatic Stitch Rockstar D23 promo PSA 10 card, with its own first icon on the bottom of the card. It is definitely no surprise finding this card holding such a huge value here, as Stitch is an incredibly popular character. This also justifies the different art variants that we had for him in Disney Lorcana, such as the regular version and the Set Championships one, which still to this date holds value quite nicely for collectors. The card itself was also always found in people's meta deck back during the first sets, bringing a very strong Floodborn option and a card draw engine. This specific PSA 10 card was sold back on October 25, 2023 for approximately $5,474 or 4,999 euros from its original listing. Number 6. Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. This list wouldn't be complete if Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor didn't make an appearance here. Am I right? The D23 promo PSA 10 card, also with the first icon on the bottom of the card, is our number 6 from this list. This beautiful art has been used across many of Ravensburger's marketing materials for Disney Lorcana, and we can expect them to continue seeing this wonderful version of Mickey pop up in future, or even on another entry of our top 10 later in this video. It makes sense as Mickey holds the place as Disney's mascot after all. Looking for all sorts of listings for this card online, we can find many more expensive entries, even going above the selling price we list here. However, we couldn't confirm any of these as being sold just yet, so we had to take into consideration just the data we have. With that in mind, this specific PSA 10 card was sold back on November 1st, 2023 for $6,299 US. Number 5. Foil Rapunzel, gifted with healing.
Smell the grass, the dirt, just like I dreamed they'd be.
In 5th place, we see another very famous card making the cut as part of Disney Lorcana Challenge top prize promos. Of course, we're talking about the Foil Rapunzel Gifted with Healing DLC PSA 10 card. In Disney Lorcana Challenge events with up to 1,024 players, only the top 16 players were awarded this card, while in events with 1,025 plus players, the top 32 would get it. Very similarly to the previous Cinderella, this card also only exists in even more limited quantities around the world, and is been holding a very big impact in the method of the game since the first chapter. Add this to a beautiful PSA 10 and the cost goes up high. This PSA 10 card was sold back on July 8, 2024 for $7,200 US. Number 4. Serialized Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. In 4th place, we see the return of Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor. However, this time around he's coming in a very rare serialized form, with only 500 of these produced, and featuring an incredibly unique golden foil finish. This is the biggest reward you can get as part of the Disney Lorcana Challenge. In events with up to 1,024 players, only the top 4 were awarded this card, while in events with 1,025 plus players, the top 8 would get, making this very limited and being a true representation of a champion. There is even an amazing page that shows the full list of winners of this card and which condition the card currently is between ungraded or graded. We'll share the link of this page under the description of this video. There are some listings for both PSA and Beckett over on eBay, but the winning sale that we could find is this Beckett Pristine 10, getting sold on August 11, 2024 for a staggering $14,807 US. Number 3. Elsa Snow Queen.
Snow glows white on the mountain tonight. Not a footprint to be seen.
In 3rd place, we finally have Elsa's first appearance with her Elsa Snow Queen D23 promo PSA 10 card, accompanied by her own first icon on the bottom of the card. As with the other D23 promo cards, Elsa was one of the 6 unique promo cards during the announcement of Disney Lorcana at D23, and she's the card from this set that has sold for the most so far. What is even more impressive is that this card on its regular form is simply an uncommon card. Players probably have hundreds of the regular card in their collection, but because of Elsa's huge popularity with, well, any kid in the world, this specific version of the cards is still one of the most valuable Disney Lorcana cards out there, passing even the biggest prize of Disney Lorcana Challenge. A PSA 10 version of this card was sold back on October 30, 2023 for $15,000 US. Number 2. Enchanted Discard Card. Believe me or not, but in 2nd place we have a very unusual card. This isn't our regular character, action, location or item card, but instead what we call a discard card. Discard cards are present at the end of the print sheets and should be thrown away by the manufacturers before inserting the other cards into the booster packs. This is just a way to indicate when a printing sheet ends. However, in very rare cases, these end up being accidentally added to a pack and making their way all the way to the customers. While there are many of these discard cards out there for smaller values, what makes this particular discard card even more impressive is that it was printed with the Enchanted card finish, also known as the rainbow foil finish. Normally, an Enchanted card is already the rarest of all cards, but add that to the fact that it was applied to an accidental discard card, and the cost really bumps up. The fact that this particular card even got a PSA 10 grading to it, and that up to this day there's a population of only one PSA 10 Enchanted discard card in the whole world, you can imagine the effect it causes for collectors. On July 3, 2024, this PSA 10 card was sold for an insane $40,000 US. Yes, 40,000. But it's still not the most expensive card on our list. Any guesses what is? Number 1. Enchanted Elsa Spirit of Winter. Are you ready for the ultimate number 1 card from this list? If you guessed Enchanted Elsa Spirit of Winter, you got it right. She's definitely one of the most popular characters in the whole of Disney history, and that certainly carries through to Lorcana. In its raw enchanted form, with no grading involved, we've seen this card being sold via TCG Player for as high as $2,049 when the card was first acquired out there over a year ago, before dropping to the current $830. This price is always fluctuating, especially where there are updates or rumors about whether the first chapter is getting a reprint or not. Most recently, we have also seen it getting sold for as high as $2,100 for a PSA 10 back in June 17, 2024. Even though this card holds the biggest value amongst all enchanted cards out there from any Disney Lorcana set, this one in particular from this list has way more to it, making any collector salivate looking at this card. With a population of only 8 Beckett Pristine 10 in the whole world, and no other card graded above this one, on November 26, 2023, this card was sold for $45,000, making it the most expensive Disney Lorcana card ever sold thus far, as of September 2024. How insane is that? And these are the top 10 most expensive Disney Lorcana cards so far. Would you be willing to pay this cost for any of these cards from this list? Or maybe you already have some of them. Let us know down in the comments what the most valuable Disney Lorcana card is from your collection. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for any future content. And until next time, happy questing!